this is what it's going to be. So we're never going to find a vaccine for this coronavirus. And the next mutated gene that comes, yeah, we're not going to find a vaccine for that. And not only that, the next mutated gene is going to be this. They're going to say, even if you sneeze or you got runny eyes or there's something wrong with you, that means you might have this next mutation. So it's only going to get worse, remember. Everyone's going to have to end up wearing gloves all the time because of the lies, wearing masks all the time because of the lies. It's only going to get worse and worse. So that's all I'm saying. Are you
but technically, it's inevitable, that? Bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Technically, that was inevitable if you think about it, bro.
Not really,
every
not
virus,
at all.
every pandemic that hits is going to be worse than the one before.
No, not at all. Because the Spanish flu was the worst all the way up till now. So that was 1918. So it doesn't get worse as it goes on, obviously.
Well, bro.
So you're saying this corona thing basically is taken over. And obviously you said about the masks. Yeah. So this mask thing for me is mad because, like I was saying, about a year ago, if people wore masks, it was seen as deviant. And now it's like, it's normal. And Boris Johnson now is trying to, well, I don't know if he's trying to, but I've seen a couple of articles that he's encouraging this to be a permanent move.
But yeah,
I guess a permanent move for the time. You know,
I was gonna say some of these people do need to wear masks because their breath stinks. Though I'm not gonna lie, but
no, I hear that.
But it's hard now. Like I can't tell if the girl's nice or not now. It's hard. Trust me, it's hard.
It's not even if the girl's nice or not, Drungle. It's if she's pleasing you. Are you contracting anything? That's the more important shit right there, bruv. You know what I mean? Like, are you contracting something by being near that person?
I'll tell you,
you know what I mean? Is a mask, don't get me wrong, I do believe there needs to be a lot more people need to wear masks. You know what I mean? Like, because well, firstly, I don't know why, but coughing's the new swear word, isn't it? If you cough, people are like, what are you doing, bruv? You know what I mean? So, really and truly, if you're coughing into a mask,
the N-word.
There is a cough is the new N-word,
I was like that anyway. I was like that anyway. If people coughed and didn't cover their mouth, I'd always be like, what you doing? So for me, that's nothing new.
No, but then you've got these people out here, even if people are covering their mouth, you've coughed, and in their head is, what are you coughing for? What, you got corona? That's the first thing people are thinking. Like, you know what I mean? You must have corona, you're coughing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's turned it into more like, and coughing's now offensive. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's turned coughing into an offensive thing. Like, it's mad. But I do believe a lot more people may need to wear masks, because obviously if they have got COVID-19, you know what I mean, and they're breathing that out into the air, remember it's airborne. The air can carry it, so it might help with that. But how many people are listening to that? How many people are listening to it now?
Well, they're not out there because there's been so much mixed information. People are just making up their own ideas of what's right and what's not.
It's not airborne. It's not airborne, man. What do you mean it's airborne? It's not airborne, bruv.
We can be carried by the air.
How can it be airborne? If it was airborne, there will be infection rate would be near enough 99%, mate.
Bro, so what? So basically, they were lying regarding the air can carry it.
Of course, because even if you got into your house and you got into your bed,
if it could be carried through the air,
so you're telling me you got to wear a mask in bed?
But you're in your own home, bro. Why are you going to wear a mask in your own home?
Wait. But COVID is airborne. So if someone's coughed it in the air, then it's airborne. Air can get into your house. Your house ain't airtight.
No, I understand that.
So then obviously you don't wear a mask in bed.
It lasts in the air, though. It's how it doesn't last. What is it?
Up to 3 feet or something? Up to 3 feet or something like that?
Within 10 minutes or something, it can spread that far.
Yeah,
it is.
But that's just like any bacteria that comes out of your mouth when you're talking.
But they class that as airborne, bro.
What do you mean it can't stay airborne?
So if it comes out your mouth and air can carry it, it's airborne.
We know what a virus is.
That's what they're trying to say.
We know a virus needs cells, for it to be living, So once it comes out of your mouth, how is that working? What
Well,
cells
I
is
don't
it
know.
taking on?
All I know is this, bro. Like
Yeah.
what they're saying is, if you're saying that once it comes out it's dead, then how comes it can live on the surface?
Well, fam, all
Well, I
I'm
think
saying is that if it was
it's got a time
airborne,
limit, hasn't it?
if
It's
it
got a
was
time limit, but
airborne, if it
it's
was
still
airborne,
living for
yeah,
that
but
time limit.
if it was airborne,
which
the
means you can still
infection rate
contract
would be
something.
mad. No, but if it was airborne, the infection rate would be mad because people who have it, yeah, we don't know carriers who got it. That's what I'm saying. If it was airborne, it would have been a 99% infection rate because we ain't know who's got it. And it doesn't matter if you wear a mask in your house or outside. Eventually, it's gonna touch your face, innit? If it's airborne, if it's that spreadable, that's what they're saying. But it isn't that high infection rate. It's the same infection rate as anything else, as any other virus. It's not this mad whole thing that you're talking about. Like, oh, you need a mask. You don't really need masks, bruv. I mean, people come into my shop now, yeah. No one wears masks. COVID ain't passing through.
No one wears masks in my shop. No one wears masks in my shop.
Yeah, I'm not getting COVID. No one's got COVID in my shop. Well, we don't know. We ain't been tested.
But I'm not gonna lie, we are vigilant in my shop. Like we do, as I said, like we do try and keep the distancing thing. We're always using hand sanitizer. We're always doing these things, innit? So
anyway, so yeah, regardless of that, yeah, what I'm saying is that you can't. It's impossible to be 100% safe all the time, innit? Yeah, so there has been possibilities.
It's impossible, but it's the point of taking these precautions to limit it. That's what the whole idea is.
Yeah. But the problem is that these precautions are going to be a permanent precaution of our society, which is unnecessary because, like we all know, it's a virus. Yeah, it spreads, it does its thing, and it dies, isn't it? Eventually. So in all of that, like realistically, like what's the difference? You get me? Now we're gonna have a complete different regulation for it now for the whole of like the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have a vaccine. So until it does die down, we have to take these precautions.
But COVID has been about for 100 years.
Because what?
COVID has been about for 100 years. We've never had a vaccine for it. So why now, after 100 years, we're going to decide to take precautions when we've gone through it before?
We've never had a vaccine for COVID.
No, of course not.
Not yet.
Yeah, but this is a different mutation.
Is it? Yeah, this is a different mutation of COVID, bro.
It's not like the other ones.
It's not like SARS. It's not like SARS.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, but what I'm saying is, COVID has been about for all this time, yeah, and every year we have this COVID influenza that kills off all these people.
Coronavirus has been around for all this. Remember, COVID is just the name they've gave coronavirus.
Coronavirus has been around, yeah, and has been killing off people every year, hundreds of thousands of people every year, yeah. Every year, but we haven't had this precautions being put into place before, innit? But what I'm saying is, why is it? This isn't like the Spanish flu. Spanish flu was different.
Then you still got to understand, yeah, like this coronavirus might not be as strong as the coronavirus that we've got now. You know what I mean? So the coronavirus you're talking about is the flu. The flu and even the common cold are coronaviruses. Yeah, they've been on the planet for all these years. Everyone gets them.
And there's no vaccine.
There's no vaccine for it. But then there's a flu jab, which is technically a vaccine for the flu. Like if you think about it, that is kind of a vaccine for the flu because you get that. You get your flu jab. You're not catching the flu, bruv. You're not doing. I know this. I get a flu jab. I actually get one. You know what I mean? Every year I have to have one. You know what I mean? Technically, to me, that's the vaccine for the flu because that's preventing me from getting it. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. Well, I don't take the vaccine on the flu thing, and I don't get it either.
Yeah, I've never had the vaccine for the flu.
Like, so I just see it as we know, most vaccines will be like whatever other substances they want to put in it, whether they're harmful or not, and then you have a certain amount of the illness it actually is, so your body can recognize what it is and fight it.
So
you know
basically,
what I mean? Then you'll be able to recognize and fight it every time. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is that you're
that's
happy.
What you're doing when you get a flu jab.
So you're happy.
You're putting the flu back in your system.
So basically, you're happy with what society is now, and that's how we're gonna live forever, basically. Until we die.
Don't think I'm happy with the way things are, bruv. You know what I mean?
Because it's only going to get worse now.
Everyone just has to roll. People that are happy or unhappy, regardless, have to roll with the times that is now.
Yeah, I know, but it's only going to. I'm just going to say it's only going to get worse, isn't it? Because obviously we have never found a vaccine really for any virus before. Yeah, proper virus. Apparently, like AIDS, we haven't ever found a vaccine for it. We're never going to find that
AIDS is a man-made thing.
We're never going to find a vaccine for this either. That means so. That means we got to accept that this is what it is.
But there is a cure for AIDS.
Is there?
100%.
What is it?
Yeah, there is a cure for AIDS. The patent is owned by someone. The patent. Yeah, not only that.
Yeah,
not
but
only
we're talking
him,
about commercially.
But commercially, there is a guy called Martin Shkreli, absolute bastard, excuse my language, but like he owns the patent for the cure for AIDS.
Johnson.
And
Magic
cancer,
Johnson.
I think, as well.
Magic Johnson, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they own the patent,
Magic Johnson,
but obviously, you don't see it happening, do you, in the world? You don't see people getting cured from cancer and AIDS.
And listen, to be honest, you're not going to really see that stuff. The reason being because the amount of money they want for these sort of cures and so-called vaccines are so much, that people are not really willing to pay it. Which means you're never going to see that cure. Which means
so
really, truly, as we said, there's no money in health.
So that's what I'm saying, isn't it? Like, this is what it's going to be. So we're never going to find a vaccine for this coronavirus. And the next mutated gene that comes, we're not going to find a vaccine for that. And not only that, the next mutated gene is going to be this. They're going to say, even if you sneeze or you got runny eyes or there's something wrong with you, that means you might have this next mutation. So it's only going to get worse, remember. Everyone's going to have to end up wearing gloves all the time because of the lies, wearing masks all the time because of the lies. It's only going to get worse and worse. So that's all I'm saying. Are you
but technically, it's inevitable, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Technically, that was inevitable if you think about it, bro.
Not really,
every
not
virus,
at all.
every pandemic that hits is going to be worse than the one before.
No, not at all. Because the Spanish flu was the worst all the way up till now. So that was 1918. So it doesn't get worse as it goes on, obviously.
Well, bro, I don't know. All I'm saying is, every time you hear a major pandemic, it's always this is worse than this. This is always been worse than, or this is as bad as this. You know what I mean?
Like, so
it's not
different now.
It's
true as well. The media is very, very different now.
It's how it's showing.
The media is way different now.
Yeah, so it's not worse. It's just how it's showing. That's all it is. It's the same thing, but it's just shown differently. That's all it is. So if you believe in what's shown, then that's your mistake, innit? But if you know
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying from what's being said, and from not just me, like, you know, I'm just saying from what I hear and stuff. You know what I mean? And what people are telling me when I ask them question. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it to you. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, I've got my own mind. Like, I've got my own mind, and I think what I want to think. You know what I mean? Illness,
like about you know, it's got nothing to do with I'm not being considerate of my other human being. What it is that this is obviously bullshit, and we've been and this has been pushing us to a point where people now have to completely consider, regardless of if it's true or not, the finance behind their movement. So I'm now losing out if I've got to buy a mask. If I don't buy a mask, I'm paying fines. If I'm not paying fines, like, it's all bullshit. It's like I can't go into a shop and walk into a shop and do a normal thing in it. Like, I don't see people dying from COVID, from Black Lives Matter. I don't see people dying from the pubs that are open in Soho. I don't see all this. So why am I then gonna jump on a thing? It don't make no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I agree with all that, because I was saying that last time, like, you know, where are all the numbers from everybody going out and being out in the open in the masses? Like, we haven't seen any numbers, or we haven't heard any cases of people from those particular settings getting COVID. But at the same time, it's just putting on a mask. Like, it's not that difficult. And I understand that you see that there's a wider agenda behind it. You know, it could be worse. It may get worse, but I mean, there could be more things that are more worse than putting on a mask, in my opinion.
Like what?
I don't know. I think things could get. What?
That's where it starts, man. That's where it starts. Make you put on a mask, make it normal. Make you put on gloves, make it normal.
Me wearing a mask makes you feel comfortable. You taking off your wig, that makes me feel comfortable, innit?
Are you trying to say that I've got a wig on
no,
right now?
I'm just saying in general, though, isn't it? I'm just saying in general.
Okay, because it's a weed and it's real.
And not only that, I think it's rubbish because these people who wear masks, I can't even see what they're really about. They come into my shop, they ask questions, but I don't know if they're looking at, I don't know how they're, I can't tell nothing. Like with people with masks on, it just makes people anonymous, man, and people can get away with doing anything with masks. Honestly, I don't understand how masks have actually become something which is normalized and acceptable in society. It's crap.
Yeah, but we're not used to it because in other, like in some of the Asian societies, it was normalized there and it's nothing to them. And we would look at that thinking, oh my God, ha, why have they got masks on? Because it was foreign to us. It wasn't normal for us to see that or to have to do that.
OCD. These people you're talking about, like in China, they got the biggest population. Like they're not dying. Regardless if they wear a mask or not, they ain't got a virus in their country that's killing them off. They just wear a mask because it's fashion, innit? Just like in Muslim countries, they have to wear a whole thing over their body, innit? And it's normal for them, innit?
Well, that's I'm just saying, only the women, not the men.
Yeah, obviously, but the men still have to wear long dresses when they go into churches and that.
I just don't agree. I don't agree with that comparison, though.
Like the only thing that I reckon I would be upset with is the fact that obviously that they're penalising people if they're not wearing masks. And the only reason I believe that they're penalising people is because they've lost so much money through furlough.
Yeah.
They've lost that much money. They've had to fork out money for furlough. They've had to fork out money for the self-employed. They've had to technically had to fork out money for the unemployed, even though if they didn't really have to, they did, because they know if they left anyone out, they'd be put on them. Really, it'd be put on them because they've left the group out. You know what I mean? So they have to give money out to so many different things. You know what I mean? As I said way back when, like in earlier shows, they're gonna have to recoup their dough, and we're not gonna like the way they're gonna recoup it.
Yeah, I agree.
See what I'm saying? We're not gonna like it, bro. We could already. You're not liking the fact that you're gonna be fined if you're not wearing a mask. Bro, there's going to be another thing put through, another policy or another law or something else where everyone's going to be in uproar because they're going to have to pay something if they don't do something. You know what I mean? We're only going to get more of this.
Of course.
Expect it. You know what I mean? So I don't have to pay nothing out. I'll just wear a mask. I wear a mask so I don't have to pay nothing.
No, I hear that. That's my reasoning. I hear that. It's just that when someone justifies something which obviously is complete nonsense, like for me, I'm just not happy with that. You get me? So I just have to.
No, I hear what you're saying, bro. Don't think I don't hear what you're saying. I fully hear it. You know what I mean? I'll tell you now. I'm not happy at the fact of thinking. I'm not happy at the fact that fucking I will get penalised. You know what I mean? If I don't wear a mask. You know what I mean? But just to make sure I don't get penalised, I just wear the mask. You know what I mean? Not that I want to. You know what I mean? I'll be real. I don't want to wear a mask. Then, sometimes a mask makes you hot the face and that. Makes your face all feel funny and that. And then all of a sudden you want to rub your face in that. You know what I mean? I do believe that must be a bad thing as well as a good thing.
If I'm walking down the street, walking home, and I've got a mask on, and the police drive past me, they're going to stop me now to say, oh, you look suspicious.
No, I can hear that. They could do. They could do. And there will be some police officers that mostly are doing that. You know what I mean? Oh, you look a bit sus.
Everyone looks suspicious. Everyone looks suspicious now, regardless of colour. It doesn't matter. You look suspicious, innit? They can get you into the system quicker.
Yeah, but it's also kind of like a stereotype. You're stereotyping.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I won't see a blonde woman.
Well, you're saying that everybody with masks on now are going to be an issue. They're going to be a problem.
If you're wearing
People
a mask,
are going to look at them looking suspicious.
Yeah, if you're wearing a mask and a hat or a mask and a hood, innit, and you're walking and you're on road, innit, if there's one of you or 10 of you, you're gonna start looking more suspicious than you did if you didn't have a mask on. That's just fact.
But these masks are quite distinctive, aren't they? They're distinctive as in what they are. If you're wearing maybe a certain type of a mask, what have I got?
One? Yeah, depends which mask you have.
Most people don't wear. See.
Model like the thing, you know.
See, that blatantly could look malicious.
Sure.
That blatantly wearing that at night time with a hat.
How are you supposed to talk to a guy like that? I don't understand.
How are you meant to talk to anyone like that?
Don't you watch how I talk to guys or how I need to talk to guys?
No, I'm just curious though.
Okay. Just slip it off one time, let it hang on one ear. Start
Boom.
talking.
You know what I mean? Bam, boom, bam, bing, standard.
But question, so like doctors and nurses and things like that,
Yeah.
Do you think it's necessary for them to wear masks?
Well, they're in
I do.
they're in
Because of
a, they're in
such a close
environment.
proximity that they're in.
It doesn't matter. They're in an environment.
Right here.
But you can come into close proximity with people as well.
They're in
Yeah.
hospitals and stuff like that. They're environments for bacteria anyway. That's why they've got so much hygiene around
But it's
them.
full of bacteria
Yeah, of
everywhere.
course.
Everywhere's full of bacteria.
But people who tend to go to hospitals are the ones that are intensely infatuated with bacteria. People got bacteria everywhere. That's obvious, yeah. But we're talking about hospitals. People don't go to hospitals with nothing. People go to hospitals with actual injuries and symptoms and actual intense problems where bacteria will spread a lot more quicker. So I would say yes, definitely wear gloves and masks in hospitals. That's a standard procedure. Just like when you're in the kitchen, always wear gloves. It doesn't matter. It's standard procedure for hygiene. You're touching so many things. But when I'm talking about general life, I don't think you need. It's not needed. It's not needed.
I think it just depends on obviously what you're doing, innit? Like what situations you're in at the time. You know what I mean? If it's a situation which warrants wearing gloves, you wear gloves, right? You know what I mean? If it doesn't, you know what I mean, and you feel like you will be safe without them, you won't wear them. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, as I said, there are people out there that are like, listen, I don't need to wear gloves. Like, to be honest, like sometimes it's good to have a little dirt around you because our bodies need it so we can start recognizing things and fighting things. I can understand that. On the flip side of that, I can also understand you need to wear gloves. I fully understand that as well. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a two-way thing. Like, even though one person will say one thing, you can understand the other side of it.
Yeah, I mean gloves. I don't particularly agree with the whole glove thing. I think gloves are just unnecessary because people will get into the habit of they've got gloves on and they'll just touch anything and everything, and because they've got gloves on, they're not necessarily washing their gloves or sanitizing their gloves, and then may accidentally touch their face or touch things. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're bare hand, you're more inclined to sanitize your hands more often or wash your hands.
100%.
Yeah.
Big up yourselves, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Press this button here right now. Jeez.
Yo, press this big red button.
Press this button. Here.
Yeah, button. Button. Red button.